Today, I'd like to talk about natural and holistic fertility. How you can boost your fertility naturally. And I'm going to explain to you how, with my experience, I'm coming to develop a bootcamp, a program for women to develop their strength, their power through nature, through the softness, through their own feminine power. I don't know if you're aware, but 60% of the cases of couples who struggle to conceive do not have any medical issues. There is nothing stopping them really from conceiving and having a child. So why isn't a baby coming, you would ask? In my experience, there are several possibilities, and I have learned that it could be something within the body, an organ that is not functioning properly. I have received messages about how sometimes the level of acidity in the body could be too high or too low. I've received messages about how couple need to strengthen their bond. Sometimes they're not in the best place to bring a child into their relationship, into their family. Sometimes one of the parent, only one, has to work on himself or herself. They have to learn, they have to grow, they have to overcome some of their patterns, some of their habits and behaviors. And of course, you have to make space. You have to make space energetically, mentally, emotionally, for the baby to come, because I've said it many times, babies need to come in a specific context. You have contracts with them and you have to fulfill those contracts. And sometimes that's where the work starts. And there are possibilities also of having to clear your ancestral lineage, to clear some of the beliefs, some of the energies that you're carrying within your DNA, some of the structures. And that requires work too. I would also like to address the risk of hormonal treatments. I'm not the type of person who likes to bring in fear or make people worry, but I'm starting to notice in my practice a pattern of women who have gone through rounds of IVF. They have gone through rounds and attempts and going through months and months of hormone injection. If I recall, it's sometimes 1 or 2 months before the IVF or the implant. Sometimes it's also 2 months or 3 months after it has been done. So we're talking of courses of 3 months, sometimes 4 months in a row. And I am meeting women who have gone through 5, 6, 7, 8, even 12 rounds of IVF, unsuccessful. And what worries me is that I am starting to hear about more and more ovarian cancers, uterus cancers around the age of 45. Some women have told me that their doctors, their fertility doctors, did warn them, did tell them to stop, which I find is very interesting, that the medical staff is kind of aware of this, and it's a very scary type of information. It's a very scary pattern that is developing here. So I would encourage you, yes, do the fertility, try to work on yourself. Something else that I have not mentioned is also some women have sometimes gone through losing a child. It could be stillbirth, it could be a miscarriage, and they promise themselves never to experience that again, never to go through that pain again. And sometimes that simple belief is also what is stopping you from conceiving again. So where am I leading with all of this is I am guided to develop a holistic and natural fertility bootcamp. Because yes, ladies, there are possible ways to do it through the softness and the kindness and the love of nature, and strengthen your femininity, strengthen your body. And it is always about the body, mind, and soul, the harmony and the balance of the masculine and the feminine within you, the balance of emotions, the harmony between all of your different bodies. So this fertility program is made to work through love and beauty and romance, because let's not forget, what you're going through is very medical. It's very cold. It's very unhuman. So I would like to offer a program where there is love, where there is reconnection, where there is human warmth, where your body is nurtured. I am working nowadays with naturopaths. There are specializations for pregnancies and how to boost fertility through the foods that you eat. There would be connecting and spirit baby communication to teach you how you can receive messages, how you can be guided by your own baby who's waiting to come. There would be yoga and meditation, of course, to prepare the body and the mind and to align them together, group workshops, and of course private readings, because every one of you is unique and every one of you has to learn something. Sometimes it's also about accepting and getting closure, that maybe there is not just one way of having a child. There's not just one way of conceiving or adopting, but there's a lot of way of giving your love to humanity, your love to your neighbors, to animals, to... I know it's very hard to hear, and I know that some of you really want their own babies, but sometimes it's also not in the cards. It's not gonna happen. So what do you do then? How do you continue living? What happens next? And I think this is something that you need to think about. You need to ask yourself, what would happen? What if I cannot have a child? How do I see the rest of my life? So this is the range in the panel of things that we should discuss as women, that we should discuss when there's something that we want so dearly, that we were brought on earth, that we think and we are told that we have come on earth to provide and to give and to bring life on earth. So how do you cope when things are not that easy and not that simple? I'm also asking for all of your feedbacks, for all of your experiences. If you'd like to share what was your fertility journey like, I would really love to hear from you, because I would find that very helpful to continue my research and to get more data and to get feedbacks on behaviors and patterns. So if you feel like sharing with me, please send me a message, send me your story, your journey, and I hope it can be useful for you to heal and for all those women who are in need of information, in need of hope, faith, and healing. So please share. Thank you very much.